Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! On July 12th, 2024, where were you at and what were you doing? Because on July 12th, 2024, we witnessed the premiere of The Rise of Red. It was a franchise that went on to captivate millions of people and touch everybody's heart for their emphatic reasons of love, one believing in true love existing, one believing in hope, and one believing in a second chance and standing up for what they believe in more than they ever have before. Descendants and Zombies changed our lives for the better and made us the best of friends. People are still friends to this very day because of their passion they share about Descendants and Zombies, and that is incredible to me, and it never ceases to amaze me how close, that much closer, people are together because of Descendants and Zombies. They have formed these unbreakable bonds, and I have each and every one of you to thank for that, for making this YouTube channel a global phenomenon, something that really started as a whisper that I never really thought was going to amount to anything. Thank you guys so much for that, giving me a second chance to be heard and seen again by millions of people, of a new generation of Disney fans that I get to talk about every single day about Descendants and Zombies with, and I've never been more excited or never felt more honored to do that and be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for you, to help you make sense of everything Descendants and Zombies. Because the reality of this life is that we are faced with is everyday people are uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies, or so they think, or make us believe. But the videos they upload really aren't offering us the analogies or the critical breakdowns or the criticism that we want to hear, because nobody wants anything to do with criticism when it comes to your favorite stars. I believe there is no nice form of criticism, although people believe constructive criticism is a nice way of critiquing a franchise or a superstar. I really believe that we really have to give more of a chance to Clarke and Clarke, more of a chance needs to be presented to Ruby Rose Turner and Malia Baker, because they are beautiful, and they are beautiful for many reasons that if I were to get into, I'd be here for hours. But in this video today, I'm going to show you a reaction video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. I'm going to record a reaction video of a retro interview that was done about your favorite cast members, Clarke and Clarke, Ruby Rose Turner, Malia Baker, and whoever else was a part of the interview. Because on July 12th, 2024, our lives changed for forever. It was a different take and a different spin on the Descendants franchise, and many people felt very differently than others about it, especially critics who couldn't get enough of criticizing it. But on July 12th, 2024, it was pretty apparent that our lives were about to change for forever, because we were going to witness a whole new story with whole new characters that didn't know what the franchise was ever going to amount to. The only thing they had to hold on to was hope. And I think at some point in our own lives, we have the only thing left to hold on to being hope. And I think that hope is one of the most precious commodities of all time, because very little hope exists in this world, but there is always hope to be found. And everybody has a light, and everybody eventually finds that light, no matter what you may be going through, no matter who you are, whoever hears my voice, whoever sees these videos. I want you to keep holding on to the hope that Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland will be the best Descendants movie you've ever been a part of or ever experienced, and that Zombies 5 will eventually happen, even if it's not up until 2028. Because I think that so many people who upload videos about Descendants and Zombies really are never on point, and really never state the facts, which is Descendants 5 and Zombies 5 will happen. We just don't know when. And that's what makes it so exciting to be a fan of Descendants and Zombies, how much we hold on to the belief that Zombies 5 will happen, that Descendants 5 will be the best movie we've ever seen. And that's what I'm so excited about and never felt more intrigued by. Because I love talking about your favorite characters and the moments that made you fans of your favorite characters, and how appreciative people like Clarke and Clarke are. And when they cry, it creates a problem and presents an issue for me. And I feel like I have to be very vocal about it, because I've saw what Dove Cameron went through. I've seen what Clarke and Clarke had to endure. And I think it's totally unacceptable when people feel the way they do about them, especially when you have so many different age demographics who love Descendants and Zombies. Because on July 12th, 2024, everybody was somewhere and everybody was doing something. And the people who took time in their lives and their busy schedules to sit down and enjoy Descendants to the Rise of Red took away something from that movie that no other Disney franchise had ever presented them with the opportunity of doing. I hope that love exists, I hope of a second chance, and I hope that one could find true love no matter who they were and what they may have been going through. I think we all felt a part of something special. And I think that we've all been excited about Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland and what it's going to be offering this forthcoming July in 2026. I know it's about 10 months away, but if you would do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for just a little while longer, I promise you I will show you justification, and I will do you justice and do right by you by uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies for however long I have left as a radio show host, a YouTuber, because I've been many different variations of Jonathan Clarke over the years, but no greater honor has ever been shown to me or given to me than to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies in a franchise that actually makes sense. because I think that Disney's been waiting on a franchise like this to captivate millions of hearts for forever. And I know I'm crazy about video games, I'm crazy about movies, I'm crazy about life, because we only have one life to live. And the more that we make the most of every opportunity we have to spend the time with our people that we love and people that we forever and always cherished, I think that's what matters most. And I think that's what the greater emphasis and appreciation comes from Descendants of Zombies fans because we realize how precious time is. It's really a commodity. And the thing about time is we have very little time in this lifetime, and it always runs out. And because it never fails to run out, it's all about how we spend the time that we are allocated with the people we love, how much we let them know we love them, and how they never ever forget how valuable things like friendship and the essence of time is really to our lives, because we only have so much of it, and it's all about how we spend the time that we are allocated. I knew that over 20 years ago when I had a lot of friends that I used to have these conversations with who couldn't make sense of their own lives, but I like to believe that I helped them make sense of their own lives and what they may have been going through, because everybody out there, no matter who they are dealing with something that they're afraid of, they're scared of. But I think Descendants of Zombies offered us the chance to feel more courageous and more encouraged than ever before, more inspired, if anything. I think that's the word better used to associate with what I'm talking about. Because I think that inspiration from characters like Red, Chloe, and Bridget were desperately needed in a world like this. And every child deserves to have some kind of hope or some form of hope to hold on to. And I think that through the message of kindness being spread further and more emphatically than ever before, I think Descendants of Zombies was able to really illustrate how valuable these commodities actually are. And I think that if more people who upload videos of Descendants of Zombies, showed a greater appreciation for this kind of thing, I think more people would feel more confident about the future of their own lives, the future of franchises they grew up watching. And I'm maybe just saying this because I grew up watching franchises that I know you guys, held a special place in your hearts for, that have forever and always been reserved for stars like Red and Chloe and Bridget and Al and Evie. But the thing is, I remember growing up watching, Tarzan and Aladdin and Hercules and The Nightmare Before Christmas and Goof Troop and Gargoyles and The House of Mouse and being so enthralled, becoming so enthralled and feeling ever more so inspired to want to be a voice of a character for Disney, or to go to Disney World, or just to watch Disney Channel for the rest of my life and never have to do anything else. Now, I know that's virtually impossible for that dream to become a reality, but I mean, it's a form of hope. And as long as forever and always we hold on to that hope, any dream is possible no matter what that dream is. And I never ever want you guys to forget that. Because whatever you're going through, you felt inspired by your favorite Descendants characters. They touch your heart in so many emphatic ways, in ways that you will never ever forget. And some of your best friends that you forever and always held close to you are still friends with you because they believe in Descendants of Zombies just as much as what you do, because they probably were perhaps idolizing Red or Chloe or Bridget or Mal, whoever they were a fan of at the time, because they felt the same way about Descendants of Zombies, perhaps even more passionate than you ever did. But I think that how your heart tells you you're in love with Descendants of Zombies is an emphatic message that no other franchise has been able to put across or make us realize more than what Descendants of Zombies has. Because before Descendants of Zombies, I didn't even know where I was on July 12th, 2024. I think I was at home, excited that we were exclusively getting Disney Channel in Canada for the first time in over 25 years. And about a month after Disney Channel had premiered, we get this Rise of Red franchise. And it's a really, really cool franchise that I really, really loved. Because it was just an amazing franchise that had such an incredible story that I think more people should have taken a chance on and really taken the opportunity to understand, because we really didn't know a whole lot about the Red character. All we knew was that she wanted to achieve something far greater than her mother ever expected her to be. And until she got the opportunity to be that, we were left with so many unanswered questions about her future, what it was going to detail, what sort of friendship she was going to form. And through the friendships with Bridget and Chloe, she was able to find her place in the world, because as I just said, from Final Fantasy VII theme, Cloud, if I can quote him, everybody has a light. It's just a matter of us how and when we find that light, because everybody has a light to be found. It's just a matter of when and how we find it. And I think everybody eventually finds that light, because I think never more truer words have ever been spoken or ever been brought forth. And I think if we ever take the chance to find our light, we definitely exceed our own expectations every single time. So I think that if anything, Descendants of Zombies really has given us hope, and it's really allowed us to believe in something that we perhaps never believed in before, because I've seen it with my own two eyes. So people become friends over Descendants of Zombies and have remained friends over the years. And that's absolutely incredible because I can never remember a franchise like Hannah Montana forming so many beautiful friendships, because the stars of Hannah Montana weren't even friends to begin with. And because they were never friends to begin with when it comes to Miley Cyrus and Emily Osment, you can't really promote a friendship when you don't have friendships existing on the set of Hannah Montana or even off the set of Hannah Montana. So, because we never ever saw this with any other Disney Channel TV show or movie, I think people are more appreciative of this kind of thing than ever before, and that's why I can talk about it for hours on end, and I can record these beautiful reaction videos for everybody who may have been a fan of Descendants, because of the music, because of the powerful script, and forever who felt inspired. I'm here to tell you guys, if you have felt inspired by Descendants and Zombies, there really is nothing wrong with that. Because I remember being there, witnessing the premieres of the original Descendants, and thinking the gowns that Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson were donning on the red carpet were beautiful. I thought hearing about the story ever before seeing it was an incredible opportunity and a chance to review something special. And I just wish that more people on YouTube, these big-time YouTube creators, realize that and would talk about it with such prestige, because there's a certain way to present your feelings about Red or your feelings about Chloe or stars of the past like Cameron Boyce, who I know we all dearly miss. His soul will never ever be forgotten, especially now that this YouTube channel is here, because I will make sure his memory lives on in each and every one of our hearts somewhere, somehow. I don't know how, even if it means I'm going to have to record Cameron Boyce videos for the rest of my life, and also show an appreciation for all the other stars that made Descendants what it was. Because I really believe that we're never ever going to see an era that's going to be captivated by so many wonderful people, and people are going to draw inspiration from stars to come in the future. I think this is a moment that this is history that we're all going to be a part of for a very long time, and we're never going to be a part of ever again. So because Disney is never going to see stars like this ever again, we have to appreciate the moment. We kind of got to get lost in the moment and never be afraid of what's coming next. Because I think Victor and Ova are going to do a great job with Zombies 5, with Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim there sitting behind the camera. I think Red and Chloe have more of a story to be told than ever before. And that's what I'm really excited about, because they have more of a story to be told than ever before, and because I was a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland characters and Cinderella ever since I was probably 5 years old, sitting in my living room with a big floor mount TV, which was one of those really big TVs that you couldn't even fit on a shelf or a desk. I remember watching the original Cinderella, drinking a bowl of chicken noodle soup when I was feeling under the weather. And I remember the friendship between Cinderella and Jacques the Mouse, who wanted her to attend the ball, the evening ball, more than anything in the world before the stroke of midnight, and how he made her dreams possible with the help of some of his friends to knit a gown, prepare it for her, and she went on to the ball to find true love before the stroke of midnight, and eventually went on to live happily ever after. And that spun off 2 sequels, Cinderella Dreams Come True and Cinderella A Twist in Time, which are movies I never ever forgot. And when it came to Alice in Wonderland, what I appreciated most about that character, which I really miss in the Descendants franchise because there is no Alice, is how curious she actually was. How she took the liberty of chasing a white rabbit down a rabbit hole that had been closed for years and found her true destiny and discovered who she really was. And that's exactly what Red is trying to do from chapter to chapter and installment to installment with Descendants, is find her place in the world and find out who she truly is. But as I just said, everybody finds the light. It's just a matter of how and when Red is going to do it. And how Red's going to do it is with your guys' love and support, which has been unconditional from the very first moment we laid eyes on this character. And Kylie Contrell ever donned the role of Red, which was absolutely fabulous. I have to tell you guys, I fell in love with the music. I fell in love with the character traits, and how Kylie was able to separate that character from every other character that had ever been a part of Descendants up until that point in time. And I think there are many chapters and many opportunities for new storylines to be presented. Of course, the consequences of time travel we felt in Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland. One of the many consequences, we read having a sister named Pink, played by Leomani Segura. I remember her on High School Musical, the series, the musical, and how fabulous of a job she did there. So because I remember her on that series singing songs like This Is Me, the remake of the Camp Rock song, I think she's going to do a fabulous song. Obviously, she'll have a remix. Life is Sweeter When You Are. Reportedly, Kylie Contrell is going to join her on that song. The lyrics are going to be beautiful for that one, I predict. And I think she'll have an introductory song as well. So I think this soundtrack is going to be something to be really excited about. But if you've ever believed in a story continuing and having at least one more chapter, I think you should believe in this one continuing and shy away from what the critics are telling you. Because on July 12th, 2024, everybody became a part of something special. And that's what makes it so fun for me to be here, talking about Descendants of Zombies with each and every single person who ever believed in these franchises ever amounting to something special. So I've got this retro interview lined up with Kylie, Ruby, and Malia, a part of it. And this was when they were doing PR for the Rise of Red movie. So if you give me a moment to switch over to the program OBS that we're going to be using, I will record this reaction video for you guys. And we will once again be a part of something special. By the way, guys, don't forget to hit my subscribe button, hit my like button, and of course ring my bell to stay up to date with notifications for everything happening on your favorite Descendants of Zombies podcast, the unofficial Descendants of Zombies podcast on YouTube, which I would love for you to subscribe to. For those of you who are new here on my channel, this YouTube channel was never a channel that was created for the sole purpose of promoting who I was or finding out who I was. This YouTube channel was always created for fans of a franchise like Descendants of Zombies. And I've always prided myself on creating wonderful videos for people that I would only hope at the time would touch people's hearts. And I like to believe that every reaction video I've ever done for this YouTube channel or I've uploaded would touch a person's heart no matter how it did or whatever they thought of when they watched the video, because there's a greater appreciation that goes with talking about Descendants of Zombies. I don't usually do reaction videos because I love doing commentaries on Descendants of Zombies and offering you my predictions and my thoughts, but knowing I can record a reaction video that would eventually touch somebody's heart for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies and bring back fond memories of how they became a Descendants of Zombies fan for however long ago it was, it became the greatest honor of my life to eventually have become your voice of Descendants of Zombies. So if you're somebody who is thinking about subscribing to this YouTube channel, who has had a special place in your heart forever and always reserved for the stars of Descendants or just the franchise as a whole, I think you're going to want to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because there is no other YouTube channel like this with over 500 videos of Descendants of Zombies having been uploaded for the fans of the franchise, because I do have a greater appreciation that I've always and forever wanted to showcase for everybody who ever proudly said they were a fan of the stars and the franchises they grew up with and they love so much. So what do you guys say we watch this reaction video together? This is a wonderful opportunity for me to watch this video with you for what I believe is the first time ever. Don't forget to hit my like and subscribe buttons and ring my bell to stay up to date with all the notifications happening for this YouTube channel.
How are both of you doing today? My favorite princess.
Oh, so good.
She is my favorite princess too.
Can I just say that the makeup was
Princess
on point,
Red
the
is a
hair was
beautiful
on
name.
point, the costumes were costuming.
Thanks, girl.
Thank you. We can't take any credit, but thank you.
Look, you guys still did that. Okay, you brought it to life in the end.
Kylie has
All right.
such a wonderful
I wanna know,
personality.
okay. Just want to know, how was it like when you first saw yourself, like that reveal when you're in costume, you have the makeup, like what's that first reveal like for you?
Oh, so crazy.
Unreal. That's the moment where you're like, damn, I'm her. Like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, I'm becoming her. And it was honestly just so surreal. And, you know, I had this idea in my mind when I booked the
There's
character.
nothing like a transformation of a character and becoming that character. When you finally realize you're becoming that character, you're like, oh my god, is this really happening for me?
Like, this is going to be cool. Like, that was the moment that I was like, okay, I think
This is one of the reasons why I always wanted to be a part of these franchises, to bring characters to life for you
And
guys.
the blue curls.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk
Would
about
have loved to have
the
been the
curls.
writer
Because
and
it wasn't,
producer of
like,
this thing,
natural
got in
curling.
on the
Yeah,
action.
they were curling that every single day. The effort was there. Yeah, no.
And it was totally inspired by your natural
I
hair
know,
texture.
they found
Sometimes when
photos
you hear
and
these
they were
interviews,
doing
you can almost
this
tell like they're
exact
putting off an act
reference.
for
And I
Disney
thought
and the
that was so
management
special
company, but the
because,
thing
yeah,
is,
seeing a curly
they're
girl
so
on screen is
appreciative of the
important
moment
for
they're a part
everyone,
of.
yeah. Oh my
And being a part of all of your lives is Ruby.
I
She's
to
my
look at each
favorite.
other too.
Ruby was always
Like,
my favorite.
I don't know. I think it really felt real. It felt actualized. Like, okay, yeah, we are these people.
God,
and
Ruby
you are
is
these people.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We had all been
Oh my
talking
God.
for so long whenever we did like a month of boot camp before we actually started filming. And the entire time we were just like, I can't wait till the first day we can all see each other in
I would love to be a
I mean,
part
I
of
remember
boot
the
camp.
second.
I would love to do a
I
boot
always
camp.
saw like a few stencils of for just costume, but I remember the second I put it on.
I used to study that when I was a wrestling journalist years ago. When I used to do interviews for wrestling.
Oh my gosh, as soon
Oh
as
my
I put the
God.
locks on, I was
I
like,
would love to go back to
okay.
boot camp.
I was here.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the theme of the movie, it had me thinking about like what would be that pivotal moment in my life that kind of changed things forever, kind of changed the course that I was on.
Yeah.
When I
I don't
realized
know
the
for
value
both
of
of you,
life,
like,
because that's
being
what
where you
Descendants
are
of
right
Zombies
now
was
in
trying
your
to teach us.
careers,
The value
what
of
do you
life,
feel
how
like that
precious
moment
time
would
was,
be?
how it always runs
Like
out.
in your future,
how every
had to
moment
go back in
mattered.
time and be like, this is the moment.
The thing about these
know.
interviews,
I know,
the
right?
interviews are the interviewers conducting the interview are so oblivious to the obvious
I remember
concepts.
I told my mom I wanted to get into acting, and we live an hour from the city where all the auditions would be held. You know, we were told at that time, you're going to have to move to LA, like everything. She said, you can stay
I would
in it
love
for
to
1
move to
year,
LA
but I'm
just to
giving you
experience
1
the
year of
nighttime, the
coupling, and
lifestyle.
if you don't book anything, then you're out. 1 year to the day, I got my big project, and I was like, okay.
Beautiful
this is
locations for
ready
these
to do
movies,
stuff.
by the way.
I was
British
this is my
Columbia,
time
New
for a
Zealand for
reason.
zombies.
So that's my moment. Without
People there are
that,
so
1 day
appreciative
later,
for
I
every
would've been
moment
out.
they're ever part of.
Wow.
Awesome. How about you?
Dang, I don't know if I have a moment as like insane
Yeah.
as that, but I would say probably what set me down this path. I mean, honestly, when I started watching Disney Channel, like the minute I started watching Wizards and like I caught
I've been
the tail
watching
end
Disney
of
Channel
Hannah
ever since I was
Montana,
5
but
years old, ever
I
since I
just
could
was
talk.
like, oh my gosh, I
So
wanna
there's a
do
guy
that.
that
Like, I
understands
want
your
to be in cute
appreciation for
outfits,
whatever you
singing
love.
and dancing on screen
this
like
guy.
these girls. So I feel like
I always
probably
dreamed
one
of
of
being
those
able to record
early
videos for you guys
Disney
years
Channel
later after all
memories
my
for me. I'm
appreciation
sure
of
that
people
set
behind
me
what I
kind of
loved.
on this path a
Like
bit.
Mickey Mouse and
Gosh,
Donald
I
and
would-
Goofy and Goof
If
Troop
I
and
could tell
Hercules.
myself, girl, just trying to get rid of that anxiety and you'll be so much better. When has your anxiety ever been right? I would tell her that. I would say, I've
Let
seen
her
you
go.
as an adult and I've seen
Oh
the
my
things
God,
you've been
Ruby
through
is
and
so
you're strong, you
passionate
got
about
this,
everything
and
she
I'm who I am
believes.
because of you.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Preach. Okay.
That's what I would say.
Yes.
Such fire, such
I
passion.
think that like my
Like,
if
it needs
I
to
had,
see
like,
why
kids,
you
I'd
guys
come back in
admire
time.
these
She's like, don't
stars
let
so
those
much. And
people
you
walk
guys
all
definitely
over you.
deserve all the respect in
Because
the
I
world for how you
used
feel
to
about
be
them.
very much like, oh yes,
It
you
just
can have that. You
bothers
can
me
have
how
that,
people
fine,
don't
no
see that
matter
same
what. And
appreciation
I
or
think that
value
that's
when
why I love
recording
Ella
these
so much, by the way,
reaction
because I feel like
videos.
she is so independent, and I was an independent girl, but you know, hyper independence is a thing, and it's okay to rely on other people.
Yes.
And so. Yeah, that's what community's for.
I feel like for me, it would definitely be don't be as self-conscious as you are. I'm definitely self-conscious now. I was self-conscious yesterday and the day before, and I wish like a younger version of my child's gonna be like, Queen, you're beautiful, you're amazing, and just keep going. And nobody.
They're all incredibly beautiful, and they're all supportive of each other. That's one thing to be
But we
commended
have to
for.
talk about the icons, okay, that you have for your TV mothers.
Crazy.
Unreal.
Like, how was it being on set?
Man,
Like,
what is
what were
with
the
these
vibes? Like,
interviewers
were you
so
nervous?
oblivious to the concept
The
of
vibes are so
and
good.
asking these stupid
Everyone was
questions
so
like,
excited. I
what
mean,
is it like
even
working with an
Rita
icon
and
who's your
Brandy, they were
TV
excited to
mother?
be back.
Obviously,
Brandy was
they're
really
appreciative
nervous to
of
be
it.
back.
Oh my God.
Dirty secrets. But no, she
Ask them
was-
questions
she
they
was
never been asked
stressing.
before.
Crazy.
She didn't even bring her daughter to
Make
set.
them feel
She's
as if
like,
they're a
"I'm
part of a
nervous with
conversation
her."
between
And
two
so she was
friends
like, "You're
who
gonna
have
clean
been
my
friends
daughter
for their
this and
entire
everything."
life.
I was like,
And then you'll see the
"Yeah, I
value
will."
and
Like, "Of course I
appreciation
will." And she was just
No,
more
they
than
were
ever.
so cute. Like her and Brandy,
Oh,
like
my.
I'd always look over and they'd always be like,
See that?
Just
laughed
cuddling.
That's what I'm talking about.
No,
The
yeah, she's
valuable
the sweetest.
friendship
And Rita
that they
was so
appreciate.
cool. And
They're
like,
there
of
for
course,
each
she's
other.
playing this villain. So I was like, oh, like what if she's actually scary in real life? But she wasn't at all. She was very sweet, and I remember us like taking selfies all the time. In that car scene, we were stuck in that car for like hours.
I
filming.
know.
And she was like, selfie. And yeah, we just like talked about all sorts of things. But she was like very much big sister vibes.
Totally.
I met her on her birthday. I didn't know I was about to meet her. I was walking in like all comfy with a beanie, and I'm like, da 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 da. Happy birthday to you. Oh, hey Morgan, here's Brandy. Huh? I was like, hi. And Malia whipped out that phone so quick, and she got it on video. So I got it if anybody wants to see it. But she was so great.
I don't know if I'd be that happy or that excited meeting Rita or Brandy. I would just like, cool, you know, kind of thing. I've met
I
so
never
many
actually
people.
got to work with Rita on set. I met Brandy like once in passing, but she's so amazing, and it was just such an honor to be able to share this role with her. And hopefully, I can see her slay at the premiere. I'm excited to see that dress.
I think I'm excited about everything Descendants has forthcoming
Oh
in
my
the
gosh, I
future.
met China. Literally, the first time I met China was in an autograph signing when she was doing Amphar.
Giving fedora.
Okay, no, literally, I had a fedora.
Oh my God, Ant
and I
Farm
had
wasn't
on, like,
yesterday. What was that,
you don't even know. It
2002,
was just very much
2003?
2012. But she was so kind, and then getting to meet her again, like in the trailer, and we had a heart to heart, and she is the
2012,
most impeccable
that's right.
human being, and I
when
couldn't have
Ant
asked
Farm-
for a better person to look up to and to be a part of their family now in Descendants. She is so iconic in so many different ways.
Disney
and I
shows were
can't wait
very
for the
different 20
world
years
to
ago than what they are
continue
now.
to see us
Whole new
shine.
generation, whole
Yes.
new group of fans.
Look, I was so happy to watch the both of you. Y'all did that, and I can't wait to see what's in store for you. Okay, we are just manifesting bigger and better things for you.
Absolutely, girl.
Okay? I just want to thank the both of you for taking time out of your day to speak with me, and I'm just sending nothing but love and light both your ways. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thanks for having us on your
Same.
Look, you guys
Yes.
are fabulous.
You're fabulous.
So appreciative. They are so appreciative of every moment they're ever a part of, and that's why I wish these interviewers who conduct these interviews would be more appreciative of them like they are of those opportunities they are presented with, because I think that the same interviewers ask the same questions all the time. It never feels like a conversation between two people, because one thing I prided myself on whenever I would do an interview years ago, many years ago, it would be to make the interview feel as if it was a conversation happening between two people who had met for the first time ever but have been friends for their entire lives. And I think that's where the value and the appreciation goes with talking about Descendants and Zombies, and forever always being a part of whatever you're a part of that's going to be special, and forever and always hold a special place in your heart that's forever and always reserved for that. And I think that when you talk about Descendants and Zombies, you forever and always got to show up just as supportive of the fans as they are of you. And that's why this has been the greatest honor of my life, to be able to talk about Kylie and Ruby in the way they forever and always deserve respect and honor. And I just wanted to do them justification and honor their legacies like you have for the last 10 years, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. If you would bear me a moment to switch over to the other program, we will close this one out as always with a few final thoughts. I would just like to take a moment to say this has been so much fun, and thank you to everybody for subscribing again today. All throughout today, people have been subscribing to this YouTube channel and liking videos, showing their undeniable love and support and passion, unquestionably, for Descendants of Zombies in this channel, because when I created this YouTube channel, I never thought it would have such an incredible reach and would go on to inspire so many wonderful people, and everybody would know who Jonathan Clarke on YouTube is, because years ago I was a columnist or journalist, call me what you wish, but I was never this popular. It had a lot to do with my passion for Disney that I forever and always wanted to share with each and every one of you and talk about with that certain pride and that passion you've always got to show up on your YouTube channels with. And you guys have forever and always allowed me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies. Thank you so much for that, because I can never seem to put into words how appreciative I am of every moment we've spent together, we've cried together, we've laughed together, but we've become the best of friends and shared in this passion that we've held close to our hearts for Descendants and Zombies. I have one final commentary before today's end coming out on this YouTube channel, so keep watching for that video to drop in my archives. It's once again been an honor to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, to help you make sense of everything Descendants and Zombies. Thank you guys so much for watching and being a part and enjoying the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs. I have one final episode to upload just before sunset tonight, and we'll have a whole lot of fun during the progress of that episode, which I cordially invite you to join me for later on tonight. With that having been said, never ever forget the power of true love and a destiny, because everybody has a light, and you all eventually find that light, because life is that much sweeter when all of us are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we will once talk again tonight about Descendants and Zombies and have a whole lot of fun, because life really is sweeter when all of us are, and don't you ever, ever forget it.